What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Wednesday MLB and NBA edition of my DFS podcast. I'm going to be talking about value plays on both the MLB and NBA main slates using FanDuel salaries. I'm giving you guys a free Guru credit code. I'll give you that code in between sports once I'm done with my MLB plays. Got a decent amount of games on the main slate tonight for MLB. Give this video a like, subscribe. I'll be running through this pretty quick to cover both sports. I like to try to make these videos around 10 minutes so we don't waste too much of our day. We have one weather game potentially for pitchers because there is one good value pitcher, and that is the Royals and Rockies. There's a big storm around, but early reports are it's going to miss Kansas City and it's going to be a dry game, but it's something we want to monitor as we get closer to lock because not only are the Royals another good team to stack like last night against Jermaine Marquis of the Rockies, Michael Lorenzen's a good value pitcher on this slate. He's only 8,200. A matchup against the Rockies is always going to be a good matchup, especially at home. He's a minus 200 favorite, projected for 30 fantasy points. He's been decent to start the year. He's going to give up hits, but he can get a few strikeouts. And at 8,200, if he gets anywhere over, 27, 28 fantasy points, we're going to feel really good about this value play. So, keep an eye out on that rain. It could potentially be a problem in Kansas City tonight. Another pitcher I like, I don't like spending up tonight. I don't think it's worth it. Freddie Peralta, Logan Webb. Both guys are projected for 30 fantasy points. We can find guys in the mid to low 8,000s projected for the same amount, like Michael Lorenzen and David Festa. Twins are huge favorites again tonight. All year long, we're going to be picking pitchers against the White Sox and against the Rockies, like Lorenzen and David Festa tonight. We have a minus 255 number for the Twins tonight, 8.5 over under. I was all over Bailey Ober yesterday. He had pretty low ownership. He got 40 plus fantasy points. I like Festa here. A little concerning, he hasn't reached the 5th inning because in baseball, you have to pitch at least 5 innings to get the win. So that's a problem. But, if he's going to get 4 or 6 strikeouts, I don't really care how long he pitches. If he can get over 25 fantasy points, we'll feel pretty good about this. At 8,400, I would like to see him go 5 plus innings in this game. He got pulled with 76 pitches last start. A little concerning, but again, if he's going to get some strikeouts and keep the earned runs to a minimum, all we need is over 25 fantasy points and we'll feel pretty good on this slate. Like I said, not really worth spending up. Taj Bradley in a tough spot in Arizona. Rodriguez, a little too expensive for my liking. And then, like I said, Webb and Peralta, not projected for anything crazy. So I do like Festa. I do like Lorenzen. Another 2,000 guy that I picked last night that I'm looking at tonight, both at the same position, both on the Twins. You can look at, where is he? You could look at Julian, should be leading off, lefty-righty matchup. He's been a bit of a disappointment, though, over his last 12, or at minimum price, batted third last night. Who I'm going to pick here is Luke Keyshaw. He had a great game yesterday. He's apparently a guy who can steal bases. I don't know who he is. I'm assuming he's a prospect. Has a hit in every game since he got called up, and 2 stolen bases last night, 2 walks, got on base 3 times. Had him in my lineup, was a great value play. At minimum price, like I said, the Twins, minus 255 favorites against Bryce Wilson of the White Sox. If he's hitting in the top 5 of this lineup, why not save some money at 2K? Then for shortstop, we're going back to the Royals. Give me Bobby Witt. There's no reason not to like Bobby Witt again tonight. He found a way to get 15 fantasy points with only getting 1 hit. 2 walks and a steal. He's the guy who can do it all. So I like spending up on Bobby Witt. The Royals could put up a crooked number against Jermaine Marquis of the Rockies. He's already got a 8.2 ERA. So give me Bobby Witt. And then for the outfield, just in general, I'm looking at the Red Sox. They're in an awesome spot tonight. 10 over under minus 140 favorites against Emerson Hancock, who has a 12.7 ERA to start the year. You could look at Duran. You could look at Abreu batting cleanup. You could look at any of these top 6 Red Sox guys. Duran, Abreu, Devers, Bregman, both 3,200. Pick your poison. There's a live possibility that I pick both Bregman and Devers tonight and use up a utility spot, but just take a look at the Red Sox tonight. They're in an awesome spot, and they're starting to get their bats going as they push up the AL East rankings. For that Guru credit code, go to my website, FD-GURU.com. Go to the shop page. Got to be signed in. Go to where, this shop page is where you buy all your usual credits. These credits can get you MLB and NBA, FanDuel, and DraftKings lineups that I post for the main slates. Type in the date, APR for April 23, coins all caps, 25 for the year. APR 23 coins, 25, and you'll get 15 free Guru credits. Again, just give this video a like, subscribe, tell people you know about it, tell your brothers, sisters, friends, I don't care. Any sort of support is always welcomed, obviously, and I do appreciate you guys for supporting my channel and my website. Let's go over to the NBA. 3 games tonight on this main slate. I already had them locked in case I forgot, because 2 sports is a little confusing, but I do like the 3-game main slates. Last night didn't go so well. It really just comes down to if your sub 6K value plays cannot absolutely suck. And Alex Caruso was like 35% on yesterday and got like 34 fantasy points for no reason off the bench for the Thunder. He's done really nothing all year, but that's the kind of slates we see in the playoffs. It's very tough to get value, but we're going to start with Fred VanVleet. Only 6,200. Again, I don't feel great about it. If he can get anywhere over 25 fantasy points, I'll feel good. We know he's going to play a ton of minutes against the Warriors here tonight. He played 40 in game 1. I expect him to play over 36 again tonight. And, when you have the ball in your hands and you're on the court for so long, you don't have to be that great to, run into fantasy points. He projects as one of the best point guard value plays on the slate. Shooting guard, let's go to Derek White. The Celtics are going to be very popular tonight. I'm going to get 3, maybe 4 of them in my lineups. Jason Tatum is doubtful, so that obviously opens up some extra things for the Celtics. Derek White looks great at 7,400, needs 36 fantasy points to hit value. He's been cooking. He got 45 against the Magic in game 1, 30 points with Tatum on the court. With Tatum off the court, going to see a lot of usage for Derek White. Guys like Derek White, Drew Holiday, Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, these guys are all going to benefit with Jason Tatum off the court. I do think they're going to end up winning this game easily again, even without Tatum. They have so many better players than the Magic. They're still 10-point favorites in this game. Give me Derek White. And then for small forward, like I was saying earlier, there's not a lot of sub 6K guys on these playoff slates that we can feel comfortable about. I do like Dylan Brooks tonight. He's projected for 21 fantasy points. I think if we get anywhere over 20, we're going to feel really good about this. Played 33 minutes in game 1 against the Warriors, got 20.6. I'd honestly be happy if he does the same exact thing tonight. He's got like 30-point upside. These playoff slates, barring any injuries, it's going to be really hard to find value pieces under 6K. I think Dylan Brooks fits the build on this slate tonight. Power forward, until Draymond Green gets over 7K, we're going to basically pick him throughout the entire playoffs. He's going to play 35 to 38 minutes. He doesn't score points, but he does everything else. He gets rebounds, he gets assists, he gets steals and blocks, which on FanDuel makes him a much more valuable play than DraftKings. FanDuel, you get 3 fantasy points per steal and block. DraftKings, you only get 2. So it adds up quick, especially for Green. If he gets 4 blocks and steals, that's 12 fantasy points on FanDuel. On DraftKings, it's only 8. So you lose a total of 4 fantasy points. 1 fantasy point per block and steal. That adds up quickly with Draymond Green. More valuable on FanDuel, 6,600 projected for 33 fantasy points. That's what we need for value. I like Green in this spot. I'm going to like him, like I said, all of playoffs until he's over 7K. And then for center, let's go to Porzingis. With no Tatum on the court, we can expect him to play over 30 minutes tonight and see a ton of usage. I took his over-under prop of 19.5 points earlier and put it in my Discord. I think that's low. I think he gets 20-plus points. I was looking at StatMuse earlier. In all of his games without Tatum on the court, he's averaging 21.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and a couple blocks. Obviously, his points are going to go up with Tatum off the court. I like him to get 37-plus fantasy points tonight to hit value. I think he's very live for a 50 spot against the Magic here tonight. I'm not sure who's going to be able to stop him. Banchero, Wendell Carter, I really don't care who it is. He should be able to do what he wants tonight, and he's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more with Tatum off the court. So give me Porzingis at center. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Like it, subscribe, put in that Guru credit code. Let's have a great NBA and MLB main slate tonight. I wish all the luck to you guys, and thanks for supporting me. Till next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.